Well, it is week number 3, Sunday number 3 in 2018, and I am still sharing with you and talking to you about the enthusiasm of beginning anew and making a really fresh start for the new year. And so I am wanting to talk to you this morning about outfitting your spiritual toolkit. But anyway, I was thinking, okay, so we have these kinds of kits for convenience, right? So we can go to and grab them and get what we need rather quickly. Well, I think that there's value in looking at our spiritual toolkit. What is a spiritual toolkit? What would we put in there? And it's probably not going to be necessarily physical things, but what would be our go-to things spiritually? What's essential to have in one's life spiritual toolkit? And so I want you to think about what you would put in yours as I prepare to share with you 6 of the things that are in my spiritual toolkit. And I got to thinking about this too. I thought, gee, I wonder how Jesus or Buddha would answer the question, what would you put in your spiritual toolkit? I'm sure that some of the 6 that I'm going to share with you, they would have in theirs as well. So the first one is some sort of spiritual study partner. Now, obviously, you're not going to put a person in a kit, but do you have in your life a spiritual study partner? This would be somebody that maybe when you're reading a brand new book or taking up a new course or a new spiritual practice, that you would feel completely comfortable talking to about spiritual questions. A second essential in our spiritual toolkit, I would say, has got to be, absolutely positively has got to be some sort of regular, quiet reflection time. Now, notice I didn't limit it. There are quite a number of things that might fall under that category of regular, quiet reflection time. Excuse me. Meditation absolutely fits that perfectly, right? And yet, there are those of us that still struggle with meditation, that still say, I can't find the time for it, or it just isn't, my mind just never seems to get quiet. Well, it takes time for most of us to quiet the mind. But if meditation isn't something you're doing regularly, what is or what can you do on a consistent basis that builds into it or feels like a time of solitude, a time of reflection, a time of quiet? A third essential ingredient, I think, in your spiritual toolkit, I know these are in my spiritual toolkit, is a gratitude practice. An absolute practice of gratitude. Every single one of us in this room, I am confident, was taught by someone, whether it was a parent, an aunt, an uncle, some adult, that it is part of good manners and civility and courtesy to say please and thank you. And we were taught to say thank you after somebody did something kind or nice or helpful for us, right? Don't stop that. That's a good practice. The spiritual practice of gratitude includes that but goes beyond. The spiritual practice of gratitude is not just something we do, it's a way that we be.
Thanks for listening. The Unity Center, transforming lives and healing our world. Check us out Sundays at 9 and 11. Subscribe to our podcasts and download our free app for instant access to a wealth of spiritual teachings, services, and events.